Good evening, and welcome back to Old St. Mary's Church and School. I wish to kick off tonight by first saying thank you. Thank you to all of you. Thank you for being present tonight and in so many other ways throughout this past year and a half. Thank you for your prayers, your support, and help, as well as your involvement. Your care with the kids and your volunteer efforts have brought us to today. I know we are not through this whole thing yet, so let us keep going and doing what we have to do to get through and beyond COVID-19. And our nurses will talk a little more about that in a few moments. And thank you for your care for your kids and entrusting them to us for part of each day. Since the start of school this past week, we have had nothing but sunshine starts weather-wise, and I've enjoyed watching the kids sparkle in the sunshine. And it is my job as pastor to tell you also that faith itself is sunshine. It is no coincidence that Jesus, Easter, rising from the dead, are all connected with the risen Son, the person, and are also connected with the risen sun, the sun that rises in the sky. And for me, that is an intentional and an honest pun. I believe our way forward as school is through parish involvement that provides education, activity, and opportunity to help you grow in your faith so that you can better support the efforts of the school by supporting your kids' growth in the faith directly and through our noble staff at the school. Kids and school staff benefit greatly from your discussion, interaction, and sharing. Whatever your cultural or religious backgrounds, the diversity helps us to understand. And as parish, we promise you more opportunities to be enriched through the year ahead, intentionally conscious of that amazing diversity that we have here at Old St. Mary's. And thanks to the leaders who you are about to meet. Two of them could not be here tonight, so Laura Vinci is the chair of the school board, and Vanessa Vergara is the chair of the finance council of the parish. Those are two of what I call the big three. They help coordinate everything from the pastoral side of the parish. You will get a chance tonight to meet Dean Molitor, who is chair of the parish pastoral council, so you'll meet him in just a moment. And of course, you're going to meet Angie Campone, who you may already know. She is the chair of the FSA, so she'll talk about that tonight. And as I said, Amy and Beth, our two school nurses, will also be speaking in a few moments as well to take you through what's going on here and now. And of course, Diana Smith, who is our principal and our principal gatherer for tonight, both in person and online, and we say hi to all the people that are joining us from home tonight. To them and our school faculty and staff and all the kids, also a big thank you for your gifts and commitments. And finally, please accept these words of blessing. May God bless you and keep you. May God make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God look upon you with every kindness and grant you peace. In the name of the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. It's now my great pleasure to present to you our principal, Diana Smith.
Good evening. Thank you for coming tonight. I won't talk very long because I think you hear enough words from me every Sunday night in the update. But I do want to take just a minute to highlight a couple of things, a couple of people, groups of people that you're going to meet tonight. I feel very privileged that Father Brad has the confidence in me to be your principal. This is a truly special school because of all of the people that are here, the combination of students and parents, pastoral staff and staff. And we're very blessed, and I'm extremely proud of the teachers that you're about to meet tonight. So you'll be heading into the school in a few minutes. And I think as soon as you walk in the door, you'll get a sense about the great love and support that our teachers have for your children, whether they're from 3 to 13. We always say every child that walks in our doors is somebody's baby. And I think you'll feel really good about going in. I realize many of you, most of you, haven't been in the school for at least a year and a half. And so we're so happy to have you back in person and virtually to our parents as well. Also extremely proud of working with the 2 nurses that you are going to see tonight, who truly, we're so lucky as a Catholic school to have registered nurses on staff. They have truly kept us healthy for the last year and a half, and I'm so grateful to work with them and feel like we're basically texting several times a day for the last year and a half, I think. And Angie, that you're meeting, just a representative of the many parent leaders that are here and a true partner, and I'm so grateful to work with her as well. But most of all, if there were people that I wanted you to meet tonight, the 2 examples would be the young women that are at the door. These are 2 of 18 student leaders who are here tonight, members of the class of 2022. And they're truly a special group, 18 of them all over, helping to guide parents and most of all to welcome you to their school. They are kind and smart and faithful and charitable, and I think represent sort of the very best of who we are. And so I hope you have a chance to meet as many of them tonight as you come across. I'm going to duck out because I'm also serving as a teacher this year in 6th grade, and so I'm going to run over to the 6th grade presentation. But again, I want to thank you very much. Students, thank you for being here, and have a wonderful evening.
Good evening. Hi, everybody. I'm Angie Campone. I am the FSA president this year. FSA is a Family and School Association, and I'm excited to share a little bit about what the FSA is and how to get involved. A little bit about me. I have 2 sons here at OSM, a 2nd grader and pre-K 4. This is our 5th year at OSM. And we have been in the neighborhood and parishioners here actually for about 14 years. So started in the parish and now very excited to be part of the school. The Family and School Association, for those of you that are new parents, welcome. The FSA is here to really connect the community. You are all members. So for those of you that have just joined, welcome. You're part of the FSA now. And really our goal is to, again, connect the community and provide and organize events that connect our families and provide fun ways not only to stay connected together, but also help fundraise for the school in partnership with our development committee. So a couple of things that I want to share, how we're organized. We are organized in the 3 different pillars and committees that are under that, led by various parent volunteers. The first is around community building. So our community building pillar will organize events throughout the year for families, for parents. We have things like the Blue Ribbon Ball and Bash. We have a trunk or treat we hope to do around Halloween, movie nights. We also have a social committee, which is really focused on connecting parents throughout the year for some fun nights out without the kids. And then merchandise. So hopefully for those of you that, I think you were all at the school already, you hopefully saw our new school store, which we just launched this week. That's going to give an opportunity to not only buy spirit wear live, but then also opportunities throughout the year. We'll have a fall sale and then a spring sale. So very excited to launch that, and we'll have opportunities to get spirit wear throughout the year. So that's our first pillar. Secondly, we have Parent Connect. So Parent Connect is really focused on connecting new families with existing families. For new parents, you're connected with a buddy or a cohort, and really that's a way to get you introduced to the OSM community, have someone to go to answer questions. And then as well as the Parent Connect group, this pillar also includes our uniform resale, which is a way that we can have for existing families, if you have uniforms that are new or gently used that don't fit anymore, we do a resale twice a year so that you can donate to the school, and any money we raise through that helps support the school. And then finally, room parents is part of that second pillar. So room parents is an opportunity to serve as a volunteer in the classroom. And you really serve to organize volunteers for classroom activities, as well as supplement some of the teacher communications. We're going to kick off room parent call out for volunteers this weekend, so look for something in the Sunday update. If you're interested, there's typically a room parent for each of the classrooms. Service is the last pillar, and that's really a couple committees that are focused on service activities to serve the community, focused around social justice. And then also our Teacher Appreciation Committee, which is very important to thank our teachers, our amazing staff at OSM, and that committee helps to thank them through various activities throughout the year. So there's a lot of ways to get involved. That's just a little bit about how we're organized. This Sunday, we'll be sharing more information about the committees, who each of the leads are, if you're interested in getting involved. We will share also a link to sign up. So look for the update in the Sunday update. The other thing that I want to end with, just a little bit about volunteerism as well, is that you do have to be compliant to volunteer. So there's compliance training, and there are forms to complete if you do want to volunteer. So if you don't have that done already, check out our website. There's information there on that. We sign up through a system called Volgistics, and that's where you can log your hours throughout the year. And then we do encourage families to volunteer at least 20 hours per year. That's a way that you can stay connected, you can get engaged throughout the school year. If you have any questions on that, you can obviously reach out to me. I also want to introduce Angela Esposito. She's our vice president this year. She's in the back. We're here if you have any questions. Would love for you to get involved if you're not already. And again, we're here to serve. You're all part of the FSA, and we'll continue to share updates throughout the year. So thank you for being here. Welcome to OSM, and hope to see you at one of our future events. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dean Molitor, and I'm this year's chair of the Old St. Mary's Parish Council. This is also my first back-to-school night as a parent, and I really couldn't be more excited. Our oldest Theo is starting pre-K 4 in the Bumblebee Room. Thank you to Mrs. Smith and Father Brad for allowing me to speak to you all on behalf of the Parish Council. The Parish Council has two big goals for this year. First, we're focusing on ways to tie the school and the church more closely into one OSM community. Second, we're inviting everyone to come to Mass. On the first point, to promote one OSM community, we need your help. The Parish Council will be present and available at school and parish events. Please tell us if there's ever anything that we can do to help you as a member of the OSM community. In the days to come, the profiles of the Parish Council members will be shared on our social media accounts and in the bulletin, so you'll know who we are. We can be found after Mass on any given Sunday, and some of us can be found around the school at our kids' events. If there's ever something you like about your OSM experience, please tell us. Similarly, if there's ever something we can improve, please tell us. We have a thriving school and parish. Anything that you can do to help us facilitate making our OSM community even better is greatly appreciated. On to my second point, inviting everyone to come to Mass on the weekends. I realize that all of us are in different places in our lives with our faith. Some of us might not be Catholic. Some of us might not have been to Mass in several years. And some of us might go every week. This is an open invitation to think about and pray about coming to Mass. Everyone is welcome here and encouraged here, regardless of where you are on your spiritual journey. Speaking from experience, whether or not you keep your kids quiet throughout all Mass, you're still invited. We're blessed to have the Paul's Fathers here to bring the Word of God and apply it to our everyday lives in Chicago. You never know what might come from coming to Mass and actively participating in the liturgies of our parish. We always welcome new families to lecture, usher, serve as the Eucharistic ministers, and particularly greet on Sundays. I look forward to the opportunity to serve you all and discuss ways that the Parish Council and I can help advance our OSM community. Thanks for your time.
Hi, everybody. I am Amy Huang, and this is Beth Toth. We are your OSM nurses here at school. Between the two of us, we do cover the position full-time, so there's always somebody here at school if needed. We're going to go over a few of the guidelines tonight to help better understand if you guys have any questions or concerns, hopefully to help answer some of those. The first one we're going to discuss is if your child is ill. We ask that you call the absence hotline in the morning. Also, it would be very helpful if you emailed us at health@osmschool.com before 7:30 in the morning. Sometimes a few of you have questions. We can answer them prior to school, and it helps us get an idea of the day and let teachers know who to expect and who not to expect. As far as when to come in and when not to come into school, if anybody in your household is ill, whether it's a sibling, an extended family person that lives with you, whether you feel not good, and not good, I mean as simple as a runny nose, a headache, a stomach ache, anything of these can present as COVID, right? Any symptom is pretty much as COVID. So we ask that if anybody in your household has any kind of symptom, you please keep those children home. Same thing if you have multiple children here. If one is ill, please keep all of them home and let us know. What happens then with the COVID guidelines are you have a 24-hour rule. So for example, if your child does have a runny nose, if it clears within 24 hours, your child can come back to class. If it doesn't, at that point you will need a PCR test. These are all guidelines of the Archdiocese that we follow as well. But you need a PCR test prior to the return to school. Just so you know, as I'm sure most of you do, PCR is the gold standard. It's more accurate than the rapid. So when you ask, just ask for the longer test, the one that takes longer to get back. That's your PCR test. We also have a 24-hour rule on vomit and on fever. You have to be, if you vomit, you have to stay home for 24 hours prior to coming to school as well. And same with a fever. If you have a fever, we ask that you stay home for 24 hours without the aid of a fever-reducing medication. I think that's it. I'll let you go back.
Okay, a couple more points we would like to make tonight. One, I would like to discuss travel. We follow the City of Chicago travel guidelines. We ask that you report to the nurses any travel prior to traveling, especially for this weekend. As so far, only 27 students have reported that they're traveling for Labor Day weekend, and Amy and I have been at the school long enough to know there's many, many, many more that are traveling. So if you have plans traveling out of state this weekend, please let us know. This goes for unvaccinated students. Vaccinated students, they don't have to follow the travel guidelines. For unvaccinated students, if you travel outside of the state, and every state is orange except Vermont right now. That gets updated every week, and we will put that information into the Sunday email. If you travel to an orange state, you have two options: quarantine for 10 days, or you can get a PCR test, and if you test negative, then you may return to school. To take the PCR test, you can test 72 hours prior to return to Chicago, or you can test when you get back into Chicago. You cannot take a test in Chicago before your trip. Okay, we will be checking the dates. So if you have any questions on that, Amy and I will be here after this. For international travel, a PCR test is already required to come back to the United States. So we just ask that you submit that test to us. All tests need to come in via email to health@osmschool.com. We don't want you to show up at the front door of school on Tuesday morning and say, here's my PCR test, can I come in the door? We want that prior to the start of the school day. While I have you guys here, I would also like you to, if you have not submitted your medical documents that are required at the beginning of the school year, please do so as soon as possible. That includes if you need immunization records, dental records, vision records. Amy and I are in the process this week emailing everybody what documents are missing, and we ask that you get those into us as soon as possible. We do have to report those to the Illinois State Board of Education. If you have any questions, please come see us. We're glad you're here.
Thank you all for being present once again. That concludes our presentation here in church. We're a little bit early in terms of finishing up, so if you do have some questions that you'd like to try on the folks here, you are welcome to do that. Otherwise, those charming young women that Diana was talking to you about earlier will be happy to lead you on. Your next stop will be the school. Thanks again. God bless.